James has a game tonight in Boston. Earlier today, he was in Springfield watching his son.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
About Aiden. About him watching his son?
No, not that. I don't know if we should be showing high school kids.
Oh, stop it.
He's a freshman in high school.
He's pretty good. Let him go.
The other networks have kind of taken over the high school television.
I'm just curious. Does the school, do these high school players, we always talk about college players being exploited. This is the ultimate exploitation.
It's good basketball. Let it go.
That's not the point, Shaq.
So what is the
What is the financial incentive other than the network making money on these high school kids? We always complain about college teams are making all this money, but high school. This high school.
It's gonna be middle school next.
Come on, man.
I'm hosting the middle school
It's always been like
No,
that,
listen, I'm just asking.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. I agree.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
I do. I think
stop
it's
whining.
to the
Two
point.
powerhouse high schools playing.
Well, if you're
That's
talking
a big
about
spotlight with TV at a very early age.
But if you're saying that the teams are, that this is an amateur sport, and then you want kids not to get paid and think about money, then you can't make
money on them.
You can't make money on them. It doesn't make
You're
any
making
sense.
money on the college kids. Now you're making money on high school kids.
First
Give
of
me
all-
a break.
Hey, just a second. We need, because we have to get this in, okay? We need to step back, go to Memphis. Halftime ceremonies and halftime entertainment there. Leslie Odom of Hamilton fame singing Bridge Over. Powerful, riveting piece to get us started here today. Welcome, everybody. Shaq's here, Kenny here, Charles here. And Charles, you're the executive producer of that profile that we just watched with Wondros.
Yeah, and I'm really proud. Thanks everybody turning for letting my company do it. Being around Mayor Young, Ambassador Young, and all these older great black men that I've been fortunate, Bill Russell, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Kareem, guys who were really in the civil rights movement. Every time I see those guys, I just say thank you. And that really doesn't do it justice. Because I couldn't imagine, I've never not been able to go to a school, go to a bathroom, drink out of a water fountain. So I've never been through no real struggle in my life. I'm not going to act like I can play like I'm a martyr. But I will say this, we've come a long way. But I was reminded after watching the NFL for the last few weeks about not giving black coaches an opportunity. And it's always an issue with things like that. And I implored the owners to give the black coaches jobs, being general managers, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, but also head coaches. So even though we've come a long way, we still have a long way to go.
What did it mean? You guys have all played on MLK Day, correct, in the course of your careers. Shaq, what made it special? Because guys in the course of an 82-game season will say, oh, this is just another game. But what did it mean to play on this day?
It means a lot. He's done a lot. And, Dick Gregory was a friend of mine before he passed away. We used to talk about the civil rights movement a lot. And his quote was, because Dr. Martin Luther King never showed fear, his courage helped the rest of us face the world unafraid. And I go back and I look at all the times that he was getting arrested or he never really showed fear. So, to learn about this man, to, try to set examples as he did, like that, he got his bachelor's, his master's, his doctorate at an early age. He was super educated. That's why every time you see me, I try to show the peace sign. We still have a long way to go, but he's done a lot. He's paved the way for so many people, as well as all the names that Charles mentioned. But, for us to be able to play on this day, we owe it to him and all the other civil rights leaders and all the other martyrs that have, paved the way for us.
What was your biggest takeaway from the piece we just saw?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is not to minimize or desensitize the effects of not only the civil rights movement and slavery, because these people that we're watching are alive today. They're, all of us whose parents are still alive, we're part of that. This isn't, I have an 11-year-old son, Malloy, and a 7-year-old London. For them, this feels so far removed when in actuality they can go to their grandfather who's in the house with them this weekend and talk about this exact moment he's lived through. So, and I think that as the internet world and it becomes desensitized that this is one generation removed. And so the effects of that causes the undercurrent of things that happen. Because the conversations that I've had in my household and other people's had in the household that were living through these moments affects the way your thought process is. And once you realize that, then you could change your thought process and say, well, that was right, wrong, or indifferent. But to think that it's far-fetched away and not this undercurrent that still is available and accurate, I think that's what, a lot of times where we fail to recognize both sides.
And Ernie, I want to say one thing before we go to break. I want to give my best to Congressman John Lewis, who's battling for his life and who's a true American hero.
We've had him on this very show on this very day in the past.
And I just want to wish him the best. He's a great American hero.
I love how Andrew Young also just described Martin Luther King Jr. that way, saying he was just a well-rounded guy who just happened to focus on saving the world. When we come back, Dr.
Shot. Meanwhile, the Lakers' Anthony Davis, who's missed the last 5 games due to a bruised backside, is now available to play tonight against the Celtics. LA's gone 4-1 without AD, who's averaging over 27 points and 9 rebounds a game this season, including a nice comeback win in H-Town over the weekend. For more, we welcome in our Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin, who joins us this afternoon from Boston. So, Dave, what more can you tell us about AD playing tonight for the first time in nearly 2 weeks?
Yeah, Hannah, the team was certainly cautious with this injury. They avoided a major injury because it was just a muscle bruise and not a bone bruise, but they're going to work him slowly back into things. Team source tells me he's going to be on a minute restriction tonight, but certainly they were happy in the time he was out. The guys like Kyle Kuzma and Quinn Cook, Troy Daniels got to find their rhythm, get some more minutes, but certainly the team that they're going to be in the postseason and beyond, if they get to their championship goal, will revolve around Anthony Davis. So they're happy to get him back. And also the subplot of the game is you're playing against a team in the Boston Celtics that really coveted that guy for years when he was still with the New Orleans Pelicans. It's kind of the Lakers getting to puff out their chests a little bit, but we got the prize piece in this rivalry. You guys didn't.
Well, and the good news is they were able to win without him, and we just showed the reason why an America's favorite sports dad, LeBron James, who is in Springfield, Massachusetts right now to see Bronny play. They're going to tip off that game in just a bit. So what more can you tell us about his schedule for today?
Yeah, Hannah, the team, the Lakers had a meeting that ended around 11 a.m. Eastern at the team hotel. Then LeBron was able to travel to Springfield. It's about a 2-hour drive. And so, this game should wrap up, his son's game should wrap up with plenty of time for him to be able to get back to the TD Garden for the 7:30 Eastern tip and still go through his pregame stretching, his pregame shooting routine, and be good to go. Obviously, the first time he got to see his son play in person, Bronny had a steal and a late bucket to kind of seal the win down in Columbus, Ohio. We'll see if he gets that type of boost having his dad in the stands today. As the Lakers continue this road trip, there are going to be more off-court activities when they get to New York on Tuesday. I'm told a contingency for the team plans to go to the David Stearns Memorial at Radio City Music Hall, where one of the scheduled speakers is Laker great Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be there as well. Again, a big venue, and you can imagine all the people from the NBA through the decades who are going to be there to pay tribute to Commissioner Stern. Dave McMenamin, as always, we appreciate it. And this reminder, the Lakers tip off tonight in Boston with AD at 7 Eastern. Yeah, on SportsCenter, good news for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, who has missed the last 5 games due to that bruised backside, is available to play tonight in Boston. LA's gone 4-1 without AD, who's averaging 27 points and 9 boards a game this season. So how are they doing it, including that nice comeback win in H-Town on Saturday? Well, it's this fella named LeBron James.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's bumped up his points per game to 29, his assists up to 11.5 during those games without Anthony Davis.
The battle of the James. Not really, I made that up. LeBron James and James Harden, both players set the tone for their team to win. But guess what? They've teamed up with other power players, such as AD for Bron and Westbrook for Harden. And guess what? That's also changed the landscape in the West. So when the teams meet for the very first time this season, that is tomorrow night, AD should play. We do not know. We'll be watching. But you could be seeing a preview of the postseason. So let's explore the numbers between the dynamic duos of LeBron and AD with the Lakers and Harden and Westbrook of the Rockets. Our Tim Legler breaks it down.